If you're somebody that wants to make the most out of their 20s, that wants to avoid certain mistakes that most people in their 20s make, and you maybe want to quote unquote get ahead, I'm 25 years old. If you don't know me, I'm Jamar. I'm an inspirational speaker that's spoken in over 35 states all across the United States. I've done a lot for somebody at 25 years old. And I think I've been able to do this because I learned a lot from people that were older than me or people that I saw were doing things differently. And I also embraced other things as I went on my journey that I realized other people were making mistakes of and that I did differently that allowed me to really stay ahead. And I want to give y'all some advice, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, whatever it may be. I think this is advice for everybody, but I think it's really, specific for people in their 20s, late teens that want to get ahead, that want to really maximize on this youth, this time that you have, and not go all in on one side. I think there's perspectives it takes to be able to really fully live your 20s. I think it's having fun is part of that equation, and grinding is part of that equation, but there's certain mindset, certain mistakes that are typically made over and over again. I've seen them in my friend groups. I've seen them in people I guess are my competition, or people that I've seen just in my age group that are making mistakes that are preventing them from getting where I am. Or maybe there's been a lot of people that asked for my advice because I've done all these things at 25. And I hear from them their stories, what they were doing, and I'm starting to see a consistent amount of mistakes or perspectives that need to be changed for people to really be able to make the most of their 20s. So I want to give y'all the 5 biggest mistakes that people make in their 20s that really prevent them from really, doing as much as they can or to getting to where they're supposed to be in life, okay? If I make any point in this video, the first point I want to make before I even get to these points, I know the title was like how to get ahead. The real way you get ahead is by stop trying to think that it's a competition or that you're trying to get ahead of other people. We're all on our own journey, on our own timeline. The real goal is being where you're meant to be and growing and becoming the best version of yourself on a constant rhythm. You see what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother video, a whole nother discussion, whole nother deep talk. But let's get into the 5 mistakes that you clicked on this video for that I'm going to give you for free. And it's really going to allow you to get ahead, even though it's not about getting ahead. But you see what I'm saying. Let's get into it. Okay, the first one. I think this is one of the biggest one. I think I left my marker over here. Okay, but I think the biggest one, this one's super big. Obsessing over looking, I'm gonna put that in all caps, successful instead of actually being successful. What do I mean? A lot of you and a lot of people, they really get stuck on making sure other people see that they're successful. Other people see that they can provide for themselves. They prioritize looking happy over being happy. They prioritize looking like you have a lot of money than having a lot of money. They prioritize making their parents proud and not making themselves proud. They do all these things for the opinions of other people when the opinions of other people does nothing for you. The goal of life is to become who you're meant to become. It's to be who you're meant to be, to achieve the things you're meant to achieve. So even if the world is saying to be successful, you have to achieve this, but if that's not what you want, don't go after it. So many people are wasting so much time, putting in so much hard work into things they don't even truly want. You see what I mean? One of the things I used to do when I was in college, I think I was about 20, this is sophomore year. So I was about 19, 20. One of the things I used to do all the time, and this is a mistake I made too, I used to buy every Jordan sneaker, every phone. I still got a couple of my phone posits and the Jordan 11s right there. But I had all these shoes. I had to have an extra closet for all my shoes. And one day I realized, Jamar, you don't even like those shoes. You don't even like those shoes. You just think that people would be impressed if you were wearing those shoes. And I was wasting all this money and all this time going and trying to find these shoes somewhere and paying all this money because I was prioritizing looking successful or looking cool over actually being successful. And being successful takes you actually knowing who you are and what you want. We'll get into that in a little bit. But you got to first prioritize being who you are and being successful. I think the most successful people are authentic, are themselves, aren't living their life through the opinions of other people. And once you get out of that, it opens up so many possibilities. It opens up the possibilities for you. You got to understand in this world, in this life, there's an abundance, there's unlimited opportunities. You can do anything. But we pigeonhole ourselves thinking we have to do the things people tell us we're supposed to do. That's stupid. And that leads you to living a life somebody else wants for you, but not the one you want to live. And that's pigeonholing yourself, and that's preventing you from becoming who you're supposed to become. Because it's within the things we're passionate about, it's the things we actually love regardless if other people like us, that allows us to reach our fullest potential. That allows us to meet the people that are meant to meet us. It's allowed us to meet our fan base. You see what I mean? A lot of us are prioritizing like this group of people, maybe our hometown accepting us. But we're missing out on being an authentic self that would have garnered all this popularity from the whole world. Not that it's about popularity, but it's like we pigeonhole ourselves with opinions that don't matter. We pigeonhole ourselves with opinions from people that we're not even meant for. You have to understand, you being you is what gets you to all the things you're meant to. And so you are wasting your time being somebody you're not, for people you're not meant for, and missing out on the people you're meant for when you could have just be yourself and just go for the things you actually want. If you can't get through this first mistake, which so many people go through their whole lives never getting through this. They get a new car, a new house, stuff they don't even really want. They just try to make sure that their friends think they're cool, and they never actually are happy. And so you can have all the riches in the world. You can have all the followers on Instagram. You can have all these things, but you're still not really successful. You just look successful. I need you to prioritize actually being happy, not just being happy. Because then when you do this, you go through the grind and the struggles that are meant for you. You see what I mean? You go through all the things that lead you on the path. You could be going through all this hard stuff. You could be grinding, but you could be going in the wrong direction. We have to figure out who we actually are and stand on that. Everybody knows little bits and pieces of who we are. Use that and go after that. Don't go after what other people are telling you should go after. That's how you live a life of not being happy. And even if you have all the trophies and money in the world, you're still not successful. Why? Because you're not at peace and you're not happy. So even if you're looking at somebody else's life and you see them having all these things, think that's the key to be happy. What you have to remember is you will never know if somebody else is happy. Only they know that. So somebody can look the happiest. They can have the coolest Instagram. They can make all the money in the world. But when they go to sleep at night, they can't even go to sleep because they're not at peace, because they know they've done horrific things, or they know they aren't doing what they love to do. You have to remember, you're the only one that can decide or know if you're successful. And that takes you doing a thing that you actually want to do with your life. And that brings me to the next mistake that most people make. They're not selfish enough. And this kind of builds on the last mistake. A lot of us, we grow up saying we want to change the world. We want to defeat world hunger. We want to do these things for people, and that's good. It's good to have a heart and want other people to, you know what I mean? It's good. But what we forget is through what we love, regardless of the result. It's what our heart is chasing us towards. It's what our heart is directing us towards. It's through our dreams that lead us to things beyond our imagination. And a lot of people, and I speak to students all across the country about figuring out what they want to be when they grow up, and I hear a lot of them say these similar sentiments, saying, well, I want to be there for my mom, and I want to, my parents told me to do this, or my community this, and all that stuff is good. But there's a whole world out there waiting for you to chase your dreams and follow your heart and follow your passions. And so while you could stay home, or while you could take this smaller job to serve these people, but what if there was millions of people waiting on you to just be you? And so I need you to know, being selfish enough to do the thing you love to do is the key to helping as many people as possible. You'll never be able to equate how many people you can help. It's beyond your imagination. So making decisions based off how you can help people is a stupid thing. I used to do that. I used to think, man, I need to choose a career based off where I can help people. And then what happened to me, and if you've ever heard my full story, right after I made the decision to pursue a career in something where I could help people, I was actually diagnosed with cancer. And it was like, why me? And this is like, I'm not going to go too deep into my story, but I was diagnosed with cancer going to my sophomore year of college. And I was like, why is this happening to me? I was just trying to help the world and trying to, do something where I can help as many people as possible. But then it was like the world telling me, yo, you don't got that much time. You got to do what you love to do, dog. And it allowed me to go through this spiral of being lost. And then I found what I love to do. And I realized, man, I could talk somebody's ear off. You know what I mean? I could speak in an auditorium with 0 people and still have fun. Like right now, there's nobody watching me. I mean, hopefully this video gets posted and y'all like it. But like I found what I love to do. And magically what I found when I got selfish enough to quit my job after I got out of college, to go after inspirational speaking, and to do what I love to do as much as possible, magically I help more people than I can ever imagine. I've spoken in over 35 states. I've impacted over 500,000 lives probably when you look at the amount of stats and the amount of students I've spoken at. And that probably doesn't even touch the amount of things I don't even know about. I've done all these things because I was selfish enough, quote unquote, to do the thing I love to do. To go against what my parents said is the logical thing for me to do. To go against what people said is what I should do with my life. I just did what my heart told me. I followed my intuition. And what you got to remember is in our 20s, bro, you don't got to have it all figured out. You don't have to have like, I'm going to do this. Nobody knows what the heck is going on, bro. And so a lot of the mistakes really stem from us trying to make sure everything's okay. And this is like the first, we're trying to make sure that we're okay. We have a house over our head. And that's cool, bro. But what about the risk of forever regretting something, okay? What about the risk of forever thinking, man, what if I would have went for that? You see what I mean? And a lot of us are not selfish enough, and we cover up our insecurity of fearing what could happen with saying, oh, I just want to be there for people. No, you're just scared that things aren't going to work out. But I need you to know, with things you're not ready for, with things that are scary, is exactly you becoming who you're meant to become. It's within things being hard that actually allows you to grow. It's within things being hard and with you following your heart that you have more clarity of where you want to go next. But if you keep being, I'm going to just stay here, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to take any risks, you're never going to become. You're never going to learn about yourself. And that brings me to the third mistake that so many people make. Waiting until they are ready and not taking risk. This is a big one and kind of leads into what I was just talking about. But a lot of us were waiting until like things are perfectly aligned. Oh, okay, I've garnered these skills. I've been able to develop this. I'm ready for it now. Here's what I've realized. You're never ready. Like you're absolutely never ready, bro. Never, ever, ever, ever are you ready. It's in the process of doing it when you're not ready that allows you to become ready. You don't get ready without not being ready. You have to do it while you're not ready. That's how anything becomes natural. That's how, like, I had to speak on camera without being good at speaking on camera before I was able to speak on camera. So I had to do it when I wasn't ready to do it. You have to be able to jump in the pool not knowing how to swim and trust you're either going to sink or swim. And if you don't swim, it's okay. Just keep trying. Go up for some air. Ask somebody for help. But not getting in the pool, just like dipping your little toe in there ain't gonna do nothing, bro. You gotta go out there and do it when you're not ready, because that's what allows you to become. So even if you follow your intuition, you follow your dreams, and it doesn't work out, I promise you, when things were hard, even if they didn't work out, it built your strength. It made you stronger. It made you learn things. You don't learn when you're doing something you're good at that's easy. You learn, you become, you get better. You gain more clarity when you're doing things that are hard. And so I need you to know, through your heart, your intuition, the things that are pulling you somewhere, your interests, your passions, your heart, those are the things you need to dive into. And it's not always going to be things that are easy for you. In fact, they shouldn't be. Those are the things that allow you to get ahead, because it allows you to become. What allowed me to get ahead is the fact that I never waited on anybody else's permission or my own permission to tell me I was ready to do something. I did it before I was ready. And so I constantly got ahead because I did the thing most people take years to build up confidence to do. I just jumped in the pool, bro. I remember my freshman year, I hopped on the stage without permission in front of hundreds of people. You see what I'm saying? It was super nerve-wracking, okay? I wasn't even supposed to be on the stage. I said a whole speech. I didn't know what I was doing. Just felt the intuition. I did it. All of a sudden now, you see what I'm saying? Because I kept doing things that were uncomfortable. I felt inclination to start a podcast. I didn't know how to start a podcast. I just did it. And so I worked through it. It wasn't the best, but I got better. I had an inclination to write a book. I didn't know how to write a book. I never even wrote an 8-page essay in school. You know what I'm saying? I majored in sports management. We never had to do nothing that long. But now I just wrote a 300-page plus book. Why? Because I didn't wait till I was ready. I just followed my intuition. And through those things is you growing. I need you to know everything is a risk. A lot of us aren't taking a risk, but what about the risk of forever regretting not going for something? What about the risk of forever thinking, man, what could have happened? I need you to know it's all risky, bro. It's all risky. And so you need to just go for it. You need to say, I'm never going to be this age again with this energy I have and this passion I have for this idea. Let me just go for it now. What I've realized is the risk that we're fearing, the worst case scenario, things not working out, we can always get back to where we are now. So wherever you are now, is it a safe job? Is it security? Whatever it may be, you're really not risking that because you can always get back to that. I've realized that. Like I had a job straight out of college, working 9 to 5, and I was fearing like, man, am I going to get another job if my inspirational speaking thing doesn't work out? Like, what'll happen? What I've realized is like my old job has always been like, yo, you can always come back if you want. What I've realized is I could always, get it out the mud. Like we have survival instincts, but the energy and passion to go for your dreams and what you want in your heart isn't all, the door isn't always going to be open. And a lot of people are waiting for themselves to be ready when that's never going to happen. You're never going to happen. It's not that you become fearless. It's just you walk despite the fear. And when you learn this, oh my goodness, when you learn all three of these, when you really become unstoppable when you earn these three. You see what I'm saying? And those things I found very early, and I realized really when I was like 19, 20, and it really set me apart. A lot of people never understand this, or they really learn it really late, okay? Another big one, even when you have these, it's another big one. I think this one that I think a lot of us in our 20s we deal with, because it's this balance of like, I'm only going to be in my 20s once, so let's have fun and party, yes. But there's also this other side where it's like I'm not always going to have this energy to be able to lock in and grind. But which side do we go on? I don't think you have to pick a side, though. Let's see exactly how I wrote it in my notes. Okay, either not... how do I want to put this? Not locking in enough, or not having enough fun. So I'm not going to be one of those people that tells you, yo, you need to just lock in your entire 20s and just wake up, grind every day. Stupid advice, okay? But I'm also not going to tell you to only have fun and do stupid stuff for your 20s. Stupid stuff too. What you need to do is both, because both of them are beneficial, okay? You have to be able to have some times, like for example, it was about like for 7-8 months, I spent basically majority of the age 24 writing my book, locking in, not going outside, not partying, not doing any alcohol, nothing. Like I was just straight locked in, because I felt in my aura, in my spirit, this was the time to do this. There's a chance. And honestly, it was like the biggest achievement of my life. Like writing that book, my memoir, coming out in a couple months. It was like one of the biggest, and by the time this video comes out, maybe it'll be even closer. But it was like one of the biggest things in my life, right? And so I just felt it. I locked in. And so that 7-8 months is going to set the foundation for my whole life, because I have this book that solidifies my whole philosophy and what I believe in. But after that 7-8 months, I went to Columbia with my college friends, and we lived there for a week. I didn't take my computer. I didn't do no work. I was talking to all the girls there. I was having fun. I lived life. And in college, I grinded. I worked multiple jobs, but from the job, I would go and have fun. And what I realized is, when I went and had fun, I had ideas. When I went and had fun, I made connections with people. I learned more about myself. There's a lot of things I make videos about. There's a lot of things in my book that I thought of intoxicated in an Uber. It's all part of the inspiration of you learning who you are. You have to do both, okay? You can't just lock in. You're going to regret it. You can't just have fun. You're going to regret it. You have to do both. Now, this balance is different for everybody, because we all have different types of fun, okay? But please, when I tell you this, please have fun. I know some of you watching this video may be on a super self-improvement kick, and I'm proud of you. But turn off YouTube a little bit and go outside and have fun. Drink a beer or something. You feel me? Like, have fun. You know the amount of memories I'm so happy I have? You know the amount of times I'm at a party making out with a girl, I'm like, dang, that really happened. Like, there's all these things that happen, okay? And I'm happy for both of them. But I'm also happy that I pushed that to the side sometimes and locked in, and I was able to build a business that will now fund me for the rest of my life doing what I love to do. Like, all those things are part of the process, bro. The way I'm being able to make jokes on stage that makes me one of the best speakers in the country is because I went out and have that type of lingo. You see what I'm saying? Both are important, because you also have to understand in business, in life, in jobs, in industries, business is made through friends, not through colleagues, okay? People are more likely to do business with people that are like, that they can crack a joke with, that they can hang out with. If you're just this weirdo that's locked in all the time, you're not going to be a people person. You know what I'm saying? When I lived in D.C., I was forced to be a people person. We went outside to U Street. If you know U Street, you know what I'm talking about. I had to talk to the girls. I had to go up to them. I had to be able to, you know what I'm saying? And so that also gave me skills to be able to make videos like this, because I can talk off the dome. You see what I'm saying? I didn't always have this. So you have to do both, okay? I promise you. Please do both. I feel like that's not talked about, but please do both. You're going to regret not doing you're going to regret if you only focus on one. And all of these bring me to the last point that's most important that all of these have kind of been saying in all of them. And the last one is, and I just want to make sure I write it the way I wrote it on my notes. Okay, yeah. Not learning who you are. The key in your 20s isn't achieving everything, isn't like becoming the greatest ever. The key in your 20s and really in life forever is just learning who you are. The more you learn, the more self-awareness you have, the easier it is to make progress because you know the direction you're going in. A lot of us are making progress in the wrong direction. We're chasing things that other people are telling us to do. We're listening to what people are saying we should help, but we're not listening to our heart or figuring out what's in our heart. Okay, we're waiting until we're ready and we're never learning what we're made of. We're not having fun or locking in to find out if this idea is even something we want, to find out what other ideas are from talking to other people. We're never learning who we are. And when you never learn who you are, you're just wandering through life. You don't have any purpose because you don't even know why you're here. Not to say that we'll ever really know fully why we're here, but when you learn more about who you are, it directs you exactly to where you're supposed to be. And so everything you do in your life is like a big puzzle. And you have to start realizing you're never going to finish the puzzle, but it's in the process of finding this piece and this piece that you become who you're meant to become. And you just enjoy putting the puzzle together. I don't know what's going on either. I need you to know if you feel lost in your 20s or at any point in your life, guess what? We all do. It's just some people make it seem like they're not. But we're all lost. We're all living life for the first time as well. And so what you have to realize is this isn't a race. This isn't a comparison contest or anything. There is no really get ahead. It's just learn who you are and be patient. Don't rush things. That's another thing that maybe I left out of here. Don't expect things to happen. One thing is I be on Hinge, like kind of dating and stuff, and I be seeing girls and they be saying life goals to have this by 28. And I'm like, to be financially free by 28. Like, that's a cool goal, but it's like, why are you putting a timestamp on things that are kind of outside of your control? Be patient. Everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. I need you to focus on not the goals, not the achievements, but you becoming who you're meant to become and learning who you are. Through that, I promise you, is everything you're meant to become. Through that is then you becoming and learning what you love to do. And when you learn what you love to do, all the other stuff I talk about on my channel or other people's channels, then kind of just happens. You become consistent. You become motivated. Why? Because the work isn't the work. It's just who you are. Me making this video isn't what I have to do. It's just me being me. I wanted to do this. It wasn't I had to do this. It isn't I want views. I just want to make the video. So if nobody watches this video, I had fun. So I need you to, in this time in your 20s, to learn who you are and stop trying to get ahead. I know that was the title of the video, but stop trying to get ahead. Just be you. Just learn who you are and stop obsessing over stupid stuff like looking successful and just be you. Stop trying to fulfill the needs of the entire world and just do what you love. All that stuff comes. And stop waiting until you're ready. You're never ready. And just do both. Have fun and lock in and learn who you are in the process. If you want more educational videos that help you learn who you are, that help you find what you love to do, that help you figure out how to take something you love to do and find success with it, find a way to achieve your goals with it or create income with it or whatever maybe, or you just want to become a better version of yourself. I make videos on all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. I really enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.